Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. I don't know why I took a huge breath in. And now I'm like, okay, let's do it.
We're doing it.
We're doing it.
Welcome, everyone.
Hi, guys.
Oh my gosh, what? Here we are.
Gosh, what?
Here we go.
Let's do this. I'm so excited. This is going to be a really good episode.
Yeah, I'm excited for this episode.
Yeah, before we get into this episode, I saw Julia this weekend.
Yes.
And she did my daughter's hair.
Yep, both of them.
Yeah, it was really cute.
Yeah.
My youngest daughter got highlights for the first time.
Mm-hmm. It was so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she liked it. I think she was into it.
Yeah, no, she was super into it.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was really cute. It's funny because both of my kids have two different styles. I have one that she reminds me of Avril Lavigne, kind of like punker girl.
Yeah, choker, baggy pants, baggy shirt.
She kind of looks like Avril Lavigne to me.
She kind of does. She's got like similar hair color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other one is just full on girly girl.
She is.
Yeah, full on girly girl.
She's
but
funny.
It's super cute. You did a really good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then while she was doing their hair, I read an entire book.
Yeah. What chapter did you start on when you got there?
I think I was on chapter 4.
Oh my gosh, you did read an entire book.
I read an entire book. I think I had like 4 pages left, and then when I came home, I just wrapped it up.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
How was it though?
It's good. It was a book. It's about how to navigate relationships, but it starts with you. The book is called It Begins With You. And so it's just like whether you're single, married, divorced, whatever, how do you work through these relationships?
Yeah.
And how do you navigate it? But really the thing is it's you, and there's a pattern that we do that is just not working.
Gotcha.
And sometimes you have to remember other people think differently than you. So when you're upset or you're feeling a certain way and you're looking for a reaction, that person may not have the same reaction. So when you don't get the response you want, you go back to old habits.
I could see that. Yeah. I definitely do that.
Which causes conflict.
Yeah.
And then there's no resolution.
So you're never fixing any problems?
No. You have to rewire the way that you think and you communicate with others, because that's the only way that you'll move forward. And also it's good to communicate that with your partner. I think that not only helps with relationships, but it can help in the workplace.
Oh, of course. Be good. Yeah.
And how to communicate with coworkers, your parents. There's actually a chapter in there about parents.
Oh, that would be a good one.
Yeah. And how you carry your childhood into your adulthood.
Oh, like trauma.
Yeah. And then also how you have to just kind of like let go and then set boundaries with your parents, basically, if you do have like a lot of baggage and trauma with them. But your childhood has a huge part of how you react to things. Yeah.
And I'm sure it's also has to do a little bit with being accepting of what happened, because nothing will change the past. Yeah, and just kind of moving on from it.
Yeah. And especially like maybe like how you are a mom. Which carries into our episode. Yeah, which is called Pick Your Mom Mode.
Yes.
Yeah, and today we are going to talk about, sorry, I just like had a moment where I was like, oh my God, we're doing a podcast. This is so great. I was like, oh,
look at us.
I was like, oh my God, we're doing this.
We're really doing this.
Yeah, sorry, I was just like, oh my God, I'm so proud of us. Anyways, so our episode is Pick Your Mom Mode, and we are going to be talking about the challenges and chaos about mothers that work and then mothers that stay at home.
Yeah.
And there's no judgment or, competition here. It's just about like the chaos here, because we're at the end of the day, we're just trying to like thrive and survive.
Yeah. And we're just trying to be the best versions of ourselves.
Yeah. And so we thought this would be a good topic because Jules is someone that she does work, and I'm someone that stays at home. So we were going to talk about all the things in this episode about all these, because this is something that maybe a lot of us don't talk about.
Yeah, or the challenges of it.
Yeah. So that's basically what the episode's going to be about today.
Yeah.
It's going to be probably a little bit more serious, but at the end, it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, I agree with that. So
I thought that we could start with you, Jules.
Okay.
First.
Okay.
So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about like what you do for a living, how long you've been doing it, and then kind of get into like balancing working and like also being a mom.
Yeah, of course. I touched a little bit on what I do in our first episode. I'm a hairstylist. I've been a hairstylist for the past 16 years. And I used to work full time before I had kids. And when I got pregnant with my son, I decided this is going to be probably harder than I can handle to work full time. So I did drop my schedule down to part time. But for a lot of years, I worked part-time 30 hours a week still. So I guess they consider full-time 32 hours or something. It's not really 40 anymore. It's like 32. So I was still technically working a full-time schedule, but 3 days a week. And just the challenge of that is a lot because it's like 3 10-hour days and you're just so drained by the end of your day that you're like, I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want anybody to like even look at me. Like I need an hour to just reset and not have to even like interact with people. So I think for me, with being a working mom, it's interesting because I'm still home most of the week, but those 3 days are so draining. And I still feel like I'm like doing everything those other 4 days. Because my husband works full time too. And he works like more of a 9 to 5 schedule. So I'm still home most of the time doing like most of the laundry, which he does help. But I'm doing most of it. And I'm doing most of the cooking at home. I'm doing most of the cleaning at home. So I'm still kind of doing stuff as I would say somewhat of a or not a single mom, but like a stay-at-home mom, but I'm still working on top of that. So it's hard when you're also the default parent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like the kids are always like asking me what to do first before they're going to dad, which I get it. His job is pretty challenging. He works outside, so it's a lot for him, but sometimes it's a lot for me too. So I think it's interesting.
I know that your mom helps out watching the kids, but was there ever a time where she wasn't able to? And did you have to ever put the kids in childcare?
So there was a time when my mom had a stroke in 2021 that she couldn't watch the kids just because of health reasons, which, you know, understandable. So we did have to look at other options. So we decided to do like a nanny kind of thing where we had someone come in the house and watch the kids for the few days that I worked. And even the challenge of that, of having someone come into your house and watch your kids and like trust them with your kids to not, you know, be crazy or do anything. It's a lot. It's a lot on your mental, and it's a lot on just like also your money too. Because then you're paying to have somebody watch your kids when I wasn't before. So we've been very lucky that my mom has been able to help. And my mother-in-law helps a lot too. She watches the kids sometimes, but my mom has been like so solid in watching the kids for us on the 3 days that I work. Like I don't think we could have done it without her. It would have been really hard to do that.
So I do have a little fact about childcare actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you know that in the United States, it's $10,000 to $16,000 per child per year for childcare?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. Imagine having more than one kid.
I know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, childcare is ridiculous. I don't know how people can afford it.
Yeah. It's almost better to just stay at home in some cases. Well, not all cases. I think in my industry, it's been really easy to kind of cater my schedule to my kids' needs too. So I think in terms of like a traditional working mom, I have it pretty well. Yeah. You know, it's not like I'm like having to ask for time off, or I'm having to like plan for certain days off. In a way I am, but if I know something far enough in advance, I can say to my clients, hey, I'm not going to be here on, February 5th. We have to pick a different day.
Right.
And kind of go that direction. But sometimes the challenge, like this past week, my whole family got sick. We were all sick and it was really horrible. But I had to cancel my clients for 2 days straight. And that can be really challenging too, because I don't get paid sick leave. I don't get paid vacation pay. So if I'm not at work, I'm not making money.
Yeah.
And I'm inconveniencing other people's schedules. I'm, inconveniencing my own schedule because then I have to hurry up and figure out where to put everyone.
Yeah.
So that can be a lot too.
And how does that even work? Because you own your own business and you're the only person working.
Yeah.
So what do you do when you all get sick, you can't come into work and you had all these appointments? Like, where do you just reschedule them for another day, or where do they go? What do you do?
Well, in this case, I just had to reschedule everyone. Yeah. I had to text everyone super early in the morning and say, hey, I'm not feeling well. I don't think you want what I got, and we have to reschedule. And, in a traditional job, you can call in sick to work, right? And in most cases, your work will figure out who's going to cover you. But in a self-employment type of situation, you have to figure out what you're going to do with your schedule.
Yeah.
So, for instance, I had a client who had taken off of work and she specifically planned to come in that day. So she needed to have what she was having done. So I had to, even being sick, figure out what she was going to do and refer her and figure out a stylist for her.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's kind of hard to do that because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm like sick. I don't want to deal with this right now. But as a business owner, it's just stuff that you have to do.
What do you do in a situation where your husband works, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, you work your 3 days and, the nurse calls you? Like who's
the person?
Who's the person?
So in most cases, it would be me.
Okay.
Like if it was an urgent situation where I was at work and he was at work and the nurse called and was like, hey, you got to come get your kid. If I was in a stopping position in what I was doing, I would stop immediately and kind of just call my next client and say, hey, like, this is what happened. In cases where like we know ahead of time that one of the kids is sick, we kind of weigh our options.
Yeah.
Because he does have sick leave. He does have days that he can take off and still like kind of get paid for it, or where it's not going to be as much of an issue. Or if I have like a bigger day full of clients, it's hard for me to just be like, okay, I'm canceling, everybody this day and I'm going to take off this day. Typically, if he can do it, he'll take the day off.
For sure.
Because it's more challenging for me too, just with my rescheduling and with like the amount of money that I would bring in versus his day, where he could still bring money in from having sick leave.
Yeah.
But also be able to take that time.
Do you feel, since you do work, that because you make your own money, like it's pretty like fulfilling to you?
I would say yeah.
Yeah.
And I've always been someone who never really thought that I was going to stay at home. Like I never in my life was like, I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom.
Right.
Not saying anything ill-willed or anything towards it, but I just also the way that I grew up, my mom was the person who was working. So I just always had it in the back of my head that I always had to have a game plan just in case the person in my life couldn't be the provider, or if I didn't have anyone in my life,
Right.
So it was always going to be me working.
Yeah,
there was never going to be an option for me.
You've always even
to stay at home.
Even when we were in high school, I mean, you always had jobs. You always had jobs.
I've had a job since I was like 14 years old.
Yeah, you've always worked.
I've been working for 22 years.
Yeah, you've always worked.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So that's like the main gist I would say about being a working mom. I mean, in my case, I feel like it's a little bit different just because of being, self-employed.
What would you say like are your pros and cons?
I would say the pro of being self-employed is having more control of my schedule and being able to take off when I need to and being able to schedule when I need to for the most part.
Which is good because you can schedule around like your children's schedule.
Yeah. The bad part is you're never really not working. So if somebody texts me on a Sunday, they want an appointment, I have to respond to them. Or if I get multiple texts on vacation, I have to respond to them. Like I can't
feel like that,
not.
Do you feel like that kind of conflicts with like your days off of just like being a mom?
Sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes it does because you're trying to enjoy your time with your family, but you have to respond to people, or when they're trying to reschedule, you have to respond to people. So just never really having time, like full time off.
Yeah.
Even on vacations, even when people are sick, even when you're doing something for your kids or you're at an event, you're always there.
Do you feel like that gives you a little bit of anxiety? A little bit, because you're just like, I just wanted just to chill today. I didn't want to even think about work.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it's like, it's annoying. Like, everybody just texts me like the one day I'm doing stuff.
Do you ever dream about work?
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, I dream about work when I have like big projects.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? And I map it in my head. No. But I've always done that. I even did that like when we were in cheerleading in high school and we had like a big competition or like a big performance. I would dream about it the day before, which is that normal? Do you do that? Maybe it's just me.
I don't dream about it, but I definitely think a lot. I mean, when I was doing hair, I if I knew what was being planned for that next day, I would think about like, how am I going to go about this? What am I going to do? Especially if it was a client either I didn't know or I did know. It's almost like I had plans A, B, and C.
Yeah.
In the case that plan A didn't work out, I've got all these other ones because I just wanted to be. I did not like being a go with the flow hairdresser.
Yeah.
I really liked having a game plan.
Yeah, I don't think that I'm a go with the flow type either.
Yeah, especially when it came to like hair color and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because in my head I'm like, okay, we got to do a root retouch. We got to like tone this out. She wants to add highlights, but I know that there's color. It's not going to be even. All the things, and then at the end of the day, you're just praying to the hair gods that it
all works out. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Even with my color correction I did the other day, when we talked last time, I was like, I just hope this shit works out.
Yeah, I saw that on your Instagram. I mean, that was very impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, that was
a lot of work.
It was a lot of work.
Yeah, but you did it. You did it.
I did. Yeah.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah. Good job.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So let's talk about you.
Okay.
How do you feel kind of being a working person and then going into staying at home?
Well, my situation is kind of interesting. At first I was a stay-at-home mom because my husband was in the military. And it's hard to have a career when your husband's in the military because they're leaving all the time, you're relocating. That's why there's just like a lot of stay-at-home moms.
Yeah.
Unless you're like a nurse and then you can just get a job at the hospital on base, or but it was hard. And then when I had little jobs here or there, but when we moved back to Vegas, it was the first time that I went back full time. And I really loved it. The only thing I didn't like was because my husband has a job where he's not home all the time. So a lot of times I'm like a single parent.
Yeah.
When my children were sick, I had to drop everything and I was the only one working at my job. So I would always feel bad when I would have to call the owner and be like, my child is sick. I have to leave. So that would, mean that person would have to come in because they were the only people that could cover me. So I always felt really guilty. And, when one kid is sick, then the other one eventually gets sick. It's just a whole thing. So I always had anxiety knowing I really hope my kids, like I don't get a call from the nurse.
Yeah.
That was my biggest thing. And then we also had to pay for childcare. That, kind of sucked.
Yeah, childcare is expensive.
Yeah. And So it wasn't like it was a lot, but I mean, it was definitely what I would make in an hour. And
Mm-hmm.
so I would lose like maybe 2 hours of what I was making at work, which would go to childcare a
Yeah.
few times a week, which kind of sucks. So it's like I'm literally just working here and that money's just going to childcare because I can't get to my kids on time.
Yeah.
So that's really challenging. But now that I'm a stay-at-home mom, I mean, I miss it because I love to work. But again, the schedule's kind of weird with my husband, so it just makes it easier that I stay at home.
Mm-hmm.
My family is so busy. They have we have a pretty crazy schedule, so I kind of like need to be available all the time.
Yeah.
I think what is challenging about going from full time to being a stay at home mom is you get really lonely. You don't have like coworkers.
Yeah.
I'm a very social person. So I don't have coworkers, I have the dogs, you know.
Just the
I have
dogs.
the dogs.
They're good coworkers sometimes.
They're good, you know. But there's no drama. You know what I mean?
Right. It's
No,
different with
it's
people.
different. I think with being a stay-at-home mom, it's really important that like you have a routine for each day.
Yeah. That makes sense.
If
For
you
sure.
don't have a routine, then I think your mind kind of messes with you and it's really easy to fall into like a depression. I've definitely throughout this year had many episodes of like, I am depressed.
Yeah.
But it's also rewarding too because, you know, I think the pros are I'm always available for my kids.
For sure. Yeah.
So that's a pro. I'm never missing out on anything. I'm always available if someone's sick. Like it's not, it's never an ordeal. My husband knows that everything with the kids and the household and whatever is always taken care of, which is great.
Yeah.
But the downside is, I think, more of like a mental thing. You're isolated, your thoughts, if you don't stay busy, I think it's mostly like your thoughts kind of creep up. You also feel like you're not contributing financially.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. I like having my own money, but when you aren't making your own money, it makes you feel almost bad when you want to ask for something that's really pricey.
Yeah.
Like Botox. So I think that's a big factor too. Even though I know my husband really doesn't care, but still at the same time, I feel bad spending that amount of money when it could go toward other things.
Yeah, and something for yourself.
So there's definitely pros and cons, but it does get lonely sometimes.
Aww.
Eventually, when my kids get older, I'm going back to work.
Yeah.
Unless this picks up and we're like doing great.
Right?
Yeah, that's like the goal.
But even just to have the social interaction.
For sure.
Because I definitely appreciate that. I am very social as well. And I am not a homebody.
Yeah.
I get stir crazy being in the house for too long. So yeah, going back to working, being able to see people at work is so nice. Because it's like, oh, I can actually talk to people about stuff that's not kid related.
Yeah.
Or shows that aren't kid related, you know? So
I think sometimes people think that staying at home moms are just like, oh, like we're just chilling and not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe there are some, and sometimes I'm not gonna lie, there are days where I'm like, I don't want to do anything. And then I'm like, I just watched 8 episodes of Love is Blind. A lie.
Yeah.
That day does happen sometimes, but most of the time, like I have things that like need to get done.
Yeah.
So I just tell myself like today we're gonna be doing this. And I think it also helps with, I know a lot of my teacher friends, they hire people to like come to their house to clean.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like I feel like I'm saving money on that because I'm doing all like the tedious stuff sometimes.
Yeah, like
the
everything,
the dusting,
dusting the fans,
all the little things sometimes.
Yeah, the stuff that gets forget. Neglected.
Yeah,
scrubbing the toilet.
Yeah, the tubs, things like that. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
Yeah, I can totally understand that for sure. Yeah. It's definitely a balancing act. Do you ever feel like you're not doing enough, like at home?
Yeah, I always feel like that. Yeah, like
even though everything's clean, everything's done, laundry's done, dishes are put away.
Yeah.
Like the baseboards are freaking washed, everything. do you feel like there's other things I could be doing also?
Yeah, there's always something that needs to be done, and it's hard because I have a husband who's very like he's organized, OCD, clean freak.
Mm-hmm.
So here I am thinking like I did all these things, and then he comes home and then he's like doing something else, and I'm like, oh, I guess I could have done that. And then I think it kind of makes me feel bad because I'm like, oh,
because you may not have thought about
exactly. It. So again, goes back to that book I was talking about earlier. I told him I was like, we need to have like better communication. Like I said, we're a team.
Or expectations.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So but I always feel like, for example, there's a lot of things I want to do with this house. But there's like comes anxiety with it too, because it's like a lot of work, or like which room am I going to start with, or in my head I have this idea of how I want my house to be, but then I think like, well, which room, where are we going to start? And then I don't know, it's almost like this ADHD brain.
Sure.
And then I get so overwhelmed, and then I just don't do it.
Oh, that's totally a mom thing.
Yeah, because then on top of all the things I want to do for my house, then you have to throw in like real life scenarios, and then you're like, okay, yeah, I want to do that, but I still have to go grocery shopping today, and then I have to like do the stupid laundry that I keep forgetting about, and then you're like, crap, like we don't, like I have to take the kids to their whatever, and then you're like, oh crap, I forgot I made plans with so and so, and then before you know it, it's the weekend and you just want to chill.
Yeah, you don't want to do anything.
Yeah,
but you have to do stuff.
Yeah, so I think that's why it's important to maybe like each week like sit down and like really write out like, this day I'm doing this day I'm working on this. Like I need to get better at that.
Yeah,
but when I do take the time to do that, even making dinner gives me anxiety, because if I was just by myself, I really think that I would be fine, because I'm like, dude, whatever, I could eat a salad for the rest of my life.
I feel that way too.
Yeah, but then I'm like, I have so many different people in this house that like different things.
Yeah.
And I have to accommodate everybody. And like, me and Jules talked about this earlier. She came over before we started this podcast, and I'm doing the dishes because I hate my sink full of stuff. And I told her, I go, I hate making dinner because just when the sink was clean, it's dirty again.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the kitchen's dirty again. And it's almost like, what's the point of making a homemade, like healthy ass dinner when it's like, now my kitchen's destroyed again and I have to clean this shit up again.
Every time.
I just feel like I am exhausted all the time.
Yeah, I feel that way too.
Yeah, I'm exhausted all the time.
I do feel like I can get mentally exhausted like that as well.
Yeah.
Especially because I feel like my days off aren't actually days off. I'm doing stuff.
You're like catching up, right?
Yeah. There's rarely a day where I sit and do nothing.
Yeah.
Like there's rarely a day where I'm going to watch 8 episodes of something. Unless I'm like sick and dying, it's really hard for me to sit down because I constantly have my brain running and telling me, oh, you need to do this. You need to do the laundry. You need to wash your sheets today. You need to mop your floor. You need to go mow the lawn outside. And total ADHD brain, like you were saying, I jump from one project to another in my house all day long. And I'll get a bunch of stuff done, but then there will be other stuff that's like halfway done.
Yeah.
And that's really frustrating too, because I'm totally someone who, if I start something, I really like to finish it. So it's hard for me to leave it, but there's just not enough hours in the day.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. Just last week. Oh, well, so I saw Jules last week. She was sick. She stopped by real quick just to pick up some chairs. And me and my husband, we were like just doing a deep cleaning. I deep cleaned in my closet for probably like 5 hours. And in that 5 hours, my husband got so much stuff done.
Yeah.
And I felt like total shit because I was like, oh, you basically did everything. And I just like sat in my room. But when I do these deep cleans, sometimes because I am who I am, I'm like, oh, look at this. And
my gosh.
And then I'll go through like a photo album.
I'm totally like that.
Yeah. And then I'm like, what's in this box? And then I'll go through this. And then I have to really think, do I need this or do I not? And then I'll go, oh, let's look through my clothes. What do I still wear? And then it just takes me so long to do a task because I think I'm attached to a lot of things too.
Yeah.
And I felt really bad about that because he's like, all right, so I did everything. And I'm like, still in my closet.
You're like, I did my closet.
I did. I did. Yeah.
I did something.
Yeah,
no, I do that too.
I even was like, I ordered a box for my wedding dress finally. Like, our wedding was 15 years ago. And I finally was like, I ordered, and he was like, okay.
Cool.
I'm like, yeah, I just thought like maybe I should like put this somewhere special.
He's like, don't care.
Yeah. He's like, okay, cool. Like, pick it up. I can see that he's like, pick the pace up.
Yeah. Pick up
like,
the pace, lady. What are you doing?
I do it with my bathroom too.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Head, I'm like, cool, I'm gonna clean this, I'm gonna scrub everything, it's gonna be great. And then somehow I'm like, I'm gonna go underneath my sink. And then I'm like, this is a disaster.
That's where the problem starts.
Yeah.
Is the under the sink.
And then you start organizing.
Yes. And then you start finding products that you had from hair school. Me.
Yeah, it's just,
and when I'm talking about me. And I'm like, why do I have this old Aveda product from when I went to hair school? And it's been 16 years. Like, why? Why am I doing this?
I don't know.
Why did I keep this through how many moves?
Yeah.
Why do I do that?
It's just a lot. I think being a mom and then everything like that.
Extra.
It's just a lot. Like, I'm just like, oh, I gotta take a breath for that because it's a lot being a mom.
It is.
And then trying to do household stuff.
And I think that different ages of kids have different challenges.
Absolutely.
Like, I feel like when my kids are 4.5 years apart, so they have a pretty good age gap.
Yeah.
I feel. But it's way different, the level of stress and anxiety having little kids versus having kids that are older, because they are more self-sufficient. But then I know I face this with my older kid. He's 9, and all he wants to do when he's home is hang out, watch TV, play video games, chill. So giving him stuff to do that's not just like playing video games all day is challenging for me, because then I feel like I have to keep being like, let's do this and let's do this and let's go outside and let's play this board game and let's hang out with Sissy and do all these things, because I don't want him sitting and playing video games all day.
Yeah.
So there's that challenge. And I don't even know what the teenage years are going to look like.
Oh, God.
I think it's going to be anxiety because they're going to be gone more. And we're going to be like, what are you doing? When are you coming home? Why aren't you home yet?
Yeah, because we knew what we were like as teenagers.
Yeah.
We were getting into mischief and lying to our parents. That's what we were doing. Yeah, but there was no phones or trackers or anything like.
So they couldn't keep track of what we were doing. I feel like for the most part, I didn't lie a whole lot to my parents.
Oh, I did.
Because I was just like, we're going through stuff. I don't need to make it harder.
Yeah.
That was my mindset. Like, I'm not trying to make anybody's life harder, but I was definitely.
But we did get into a few times where we're like, I don't know if this is going to come out okay. Right. There was one time where Jules and I remember we went to a bonfire and we were like, we're over this bonfire. Let's go home. And then we were trying to get into your car. And then these guys there was like guys that were distracting us, but it was because these other guys were trying to slip into your trunk.
I don't remember that.
I do. It terrified me.
That's scary.
Yeah, it was like that station wagon looking thing that you had.
The Camry.
You drove that we were in the desert.
That's where we did bonfires.
And I think we were feeling like not right. And I remember me and you were like, let's get out of here. And these like really sketchy guys were talking to us. And then one of the guys, I think, was trying to slip into the trunk.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I think it might have been me. I'm not sure. And I was like, what are you doing? And I think he got like nervous because I caught him.
Yeah.
But I think the other guys were trying to distract us, so they didn't see.
Oh, I don't remember that. Was that the same bonfire where our other friend got stuff like taken from her car?
I think so.
Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I remember from that. I don't remember people trying to
being like,
get
oh
in
my
my
gosh,
car. That's
trying
scary.
To, like, mix up with us.
Yeah.
Not cool.
No.
But yeah, motherhood, man, this is a lot. It's a lot. But, I do think that there's, rewards and challenges with both.
Of course.
And, I don't you know, it's not fair to judge. Like everybody's situation is different. I'm sure moms that work full time, you know, they feel there are certain ways of challenges.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, stay at home moms do too. I feel like no matter what, even just being a woman in general, it's just a lot. No matter what we do, I feel like we're never going to get that praise of, wow, like, good
Great
job.
job.
Yeah.
You're doing it. You're
It's
killing
always,
it in life.
you know, I, it's just, it's a lot. Like, you're always going to feel like I'm never good enough.
It's always going to, I know in my mind, it's always going to feel like there's more you could do.
Yeah.
There's always something more you could do.
Yeah, I was talking to someone that is married and he was asking me like, "Oh, how are you doing now that you're a stay-at-home mom?" I'm like, "I'm fine." And then he had to made this remark like, "Oh, like I couldn't never have my wife stay at home. Like I like that she works." And not gonna lie, it kind of hurt, but it's just like, damn, like
That's kind
okay.
of like a shitty way to put it,
Yeah,
though.
it
Because
is.
it's like to even make a comment like that and pass judgment on somebody like
Yeah.
that is like you don't know who was the deciding factor or why that
Exactly.
was
And
even like a
you
reason.
don't I feel like it's not you shouldn't judge because you don't know everybody's situation.
Yeah, and circumstance.
Yeah, I mean, why would I go back to work full time when I'm going to have to pay for all this childcare because my husband doesn't come home all the time.
Yeah, so then
I
you're
don't
gonna have to
have the help.
worry, constantly
Yeah.
worry.
And I don't want to reach out to family members to ask them on their own time, can
Mhm.
you pick up the kids for me? Like it's I don't want to do that. That's just like not how me and my husband work. We're not going to reach out unless like I guess I had a job that made like a lot of money where
Mhm.
or I don't know. Like I don't know. I just feel like everybody's situation is different and this is our situation and yeah,
Yeah,
don't put your 2 cents in.
right?
Yeah.
Like keep your fucking mouth
Especially
shut.
because it was a man.
Yeah.
It was a
Don't
man.
be
Don't be
talking like
giving
you
me your
know.
2 cents. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just it's a lot.
I think too like one day we'll have to talk to a single parent because I'm
Yeah,
sure that has a lot of its own challenges too.
absolutely.
I have a few friends that are single moms, and I see the struggle because it's like, you know, when their kids are with them, they're the person. They are their person.
Their
They
mom
have to
and
do
dad.
everything.
Yeah.
But then when they're not, there's the guilt of they're not with me, you know?
Yeah,
So,
it's got to be hard to like balancing like being divorced
yeah,
and feeling like, you know, there's going to be times where you might miss like a holiday with your
without your
kid
kids,
and that's
yeah.
got to be really really hard.
Yeah.
So
Or step parents.
shout out to our single moms out
Yeah,
there
shout
that are
out.
just like killing it.
It's got to be tough.
It's got to be
I
really
don't know
tough.
if I would be able to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but you know they make it work. I mean, at the end of the day, we all make it work in our own ways,
Yeah.
and we just have to be very like supportive of each other.
Yeah, and just be there for our friends when they need our help.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if any of my single mom friends ever felt like, hey, I'm struggling, like I need help,
Yeah,
I would hope that they would come to me and say, like, hey, can you help me? Because I would definitely like want to be there to help somebody
yeah. I think
if
that
I could, you know.
absolutely, and I think that as far as like ways that you can help yourself because at the end of the day, yes, like we are moms. That's who we are, but we're also people, we're individuals.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like some like healthy advice, I guess, I would be like, yes, like find your community.
Yep.
Find a
Find
network
your
of moms
people.
that you're like, I feel like I can be my most authentic self with you. I'm really struggling right now. I could use a good cry. Can you come over, bring some wine? We've definitely had those times where I'm struggling
Yeah.
or you're struggling.
Yes.
Find your mom group. Find those people that you know you can vent to because it's a really overwhelming thing. I think that also like finding a hobby
Oh, yeah.
is really, really helpful.
I was going to say that too. Just having different things that you really enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, I've really gotten into doing some artsy craftsy stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I really like painting right now. When I was doing it with you, doing like the dance classes,
Oh, yeah.
that was really fun because it's something for you. And it's like good for your brain too.
Yeah, dancing is really good for your mind.
Yeah.
Is trying to remember all those steps. And sometimes you can just kind of, it's like an out of body experience for me because I'm like not a mom, I'm not a wife, I'm not even me. Sometimes I can play a character.
Yeah, you're just like
And
energy.
yeah, you're
in
just
a body.
there. You're like 5, 6, 7, 8, let's go. And
Yeah.
you're just like doing it. You're exercising. You don't feel like you're dying until the moment that you're like the music stops. And
Yeah.
then,
and you're driving home and you're like, oh my God.
yeah.
I'm gonna be
You're
so
like,
sore.
did I really lift my leg up that high? Because I think I pulled a muscle and I'm gonna die. Yeah. So it's little things like that. Or I know, like for me recently, like getting into the whole sourdough thing has.
Oh
really
yeah.
helped, and
And the baking. Yeah.
Yeah, I got Jules into sourdough stuff. She makes so much incredible. Like you do a lot of baking stuff.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of sourdough discard.
Yeah.
Like cookies and muffins. I did pizza dough and that was super good.
Oh, I just made a focaccia bread yesterday.
Oh my gosh, I need to make one.
Yeah, you should try it. It's in my fridge.
I have a. I will.
Yeah,
I will try
give
that.
you a piece after this episode.
I have a coworker of mine, a friend, who asked me to make her some focaccia bread that she saw on like a TikTok.
Yeah.
That had this jam in it. I don't know if you saw it, but it had like jam and then it had this like drizzle on it, and it looked so good.
Yeah,
I have to make that for her.
I use the discard. It's really
that's what you make it with.
I did cherry tomatoes.
Okay.
And then thyme as my seasoning, and then I did a garlic oil.
Okay.
As my base.
Ooh,
it's really good. You know what it tastes like?
What?
It kind of tastes. It reminds me of like a personal pan pizza. From Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Like the crust. Like if I were to put cheese on that, it's Pizza Hut. Like I feel like I made Pizza Hut.
I used to love Pizza Hut's personal pan pizzas.
Oh yeah, especially when you were a kid and you lied about reading all those books. Did you lie?
No, I never had that.
I feel like you did it in elementary school.
No.
They would like give you these slips and you had to like read so many books and your parent would sign it off and then you'd give it to your teacher and then they would give you like go to Pizza Hut and you would get a free personal pan pizza.
I never got that.
Well, your school was
lame.
Not cool.
Boo.
Yeah, your school wasn't cool.
But you know what? When I went to high school, we had Pizza Hut as a vendor.
Oh yeah, you know what? I remember they had the breadsticks.
Oh really?
I would get breadsticks.
I never got breadsticks, but I always got a personal pan pizza. And either that or they had this like spicy chicken sandwich and it had this sauce. I think it was like a cheese sauce on it, but like that flavor is still it's still ingrained.
You still think about it.
I still think about it. And I don't know why, but the personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut tastes so good back then. I don't think it tastes the same now.
No,
I don't know if my taste buds have changed.
I don't think anything tastes the same.
I don't either.
Especially because when we were younger, we didn't have any like digestive issues.
Right.
So everything was just like great. Like I could have had Taco Bell literally every day and been fine.
Yeah. No, the freaking chicken sandwich was where it was at for me. Nice. It was so good.
I love that.
That was my like go-to.
That's great.
Yeah, just finding hobbies. Baking for me, for sure. I really like to go to the gym when I can make it. Yeah. When I go to the gym, I feel so good because it's like, I'm doing this for me. I'm like a strong ass bitch and I'm like working it. But then, so the last time I went to the gym, did I see you that week? I don't know if I did, but I went on a Wednesday and I was sore until the Sunday.
Oh my God.
I was so sore and I was dying. And that was really dumb because lately, because I haven't been able to go as often, when I do go, I have to constantly remind myself, like, you can't do what you did. So you need to chill out and just like take it easy. But then my ego gets in the way. And I'm like, no, I can lift up that kettlebell over there. Yeah. And then I kill myself on the freaking weights and then I'm dying for 5 days. Yeah. So anyway, working out is one of my hobbies.
Moving your body is really good for you.
Yeah.
And I think just like overall, like finding your identity again, because I think being a mom, especially like after having a new baby, you mourn your old life. You're like, I don't even know who I am anymore. I miss myself. And I think sometimes I still mourn my old life. I miss her. I miss her because she was really fun. Like, I mean, I'm still fun, but I've got responsibilities now.
Mhm.
I, as much as I'm like, oh my God, I would love to like hang out with you and stay out late and go out for drinks. I can't because now I'm scared of a hangover or this or that, and I have to take care of my kids the next day, or
Yeah.
who's gonna watch my kids because my husband has to work.
Yeah.
And it's a lot. It's a lot. And I think that a lot of moms feel like that, where you reminisce about the past and you're like, I miss that life.
Right.
So it's good though to find your identity, like your new identity as a mom.
Yeah.
Trying to balance, like take that time out to make time for you. You'll never be who you used to be.
Yeah.
But there's time where, you have to make time for yourself.
Well, and just accepting like the new version of yourself.
Yeah, and I think another thing too that's hard is if you're, married, or you don't have to be married to be with the baby daddy.
Mhm.
We have tons of friends who aren't married.
Yeah.
But I think that's another thing too, is also making time with your person.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed once you have kids, it's like a juggling act of being like, well, I want to hang out with my friends, so I'm gonna need, can you watch the kids so I can go out? And then you're just not making time for you
your
guys
person
anymore.
Yeah.
It's like definitely like I need someone to watch the kids so I can escape.
Right.
And then because you did that, you're like, well, now I owe them time to go escape too. So it's a constant like, well, can you watch kids? Can you watch kids?
Yeah.
Balancing act. So I think making sure that like once a week or once a month or every 2 weeks,
maybe
or whatever,
twice a month or something.
Yeah, make that time to be like, okay, we're gonna go out.
Yeah, have like a date night.
If it's like
with
important
your person.
to your relationship, you need to make that time too, because that makes you feel special. There's something nice about, feeling, okay, I'm gonna get dressed up.
Yeah.
Like I know for me, because I don't have a job that I go to, sometimes there's an entire day where I'm in like basically sweatpants. I've got like half of my eyelashes on. I've had a messy bun. I'm like, did I even brush my teeth today?
Right.
Look like a total slob. And then you feel gross too. So I think that's what I miss too about working, is like getting up and like getting ready and like looking cute. Because if you look cute, you feel good about yourself.
Yeah. You feel like put together.
Yeah. If you look like a slob, you're just like, I don't feel good. And then you just like are hard on yourself.
Yeah.
So there's something nice about going on a date and being like, I'm going to put on this dress and I'm going to look really cute for the night.
Yeah. I love that. Yep.
Yeah. So
just having those date nights and doing something, even like something simple, like going out to dinner, or something spontaneous.
Yeah.
Like choosing different stuff between you and your significant other.
Yeah.
To do.
So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about all of that. I thought that this next thing we could do would be a fun game.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pull my notebook.
Okay. Bring it out. Let's do it.
So it's like a rapid fire, like, would you rather?
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, so the first thing is, would you rather clean up a diaper blowout or a glitter spill?
Definitely diaper blowout.
Okay.
Yeah, because glitter is like, I mean, I like glitter, but my husband always calls it the STD of the craft world, and I agree with that because it gets everywhere.
Dude, I hate, what's even worse is like glitter slime.
Oh my gosh. I just made that with Zara yesterday.
Why did you do that?
Because she wanted to.
Dude, you're such a nice mom. I would have been like, nope.
Yeah. Nope. I mean, luckily the glitter is in the glue.
Yeah.
So it's contained. But yeah, anyway.
I hate glitter too. Like, glitter's the worst thing you can ever give as a gift. Like, usually it's the person that's like never had kids. It's like, I got you this like glitter thing. I'm like, throw that away.
Right. Or the glitter cards.
Yeah. No.
I don't like glitter cards.
I just don't like anything with glitter.
I like glitter. I like glitter on my nails.
Yeah.
I like glitter.
But it's contained.
It just, yeah, I like contained glitter. There's a difference.
Not loose glitter.
Between loose. Same with shimmer. Like when you put shimmer on your eyeshadow and it's just like all over your face. I hate that.
And then it drops down your cheeks.
Yeah, and you can't get rid of it. But anyway.
The next one would be, would you rather have a kid who refuses a nap or a kid who refuses to eat?
I think a cat, a cat, a kid that refuses a nap is better for me.
Would you? Okay, that would be better.
Yeah.
I would say. I would say eat
Okay.
only because, like, I mean, my kids don't nap anymore, but napping was so sacred to me because
Yeah.
I could get shit done.
No, I understand that for sure.
Because, like, you don't eat, fine.
Then
Fine.
don't eat.
Fine.
I don't care.
Yeah, like, I need you to eat, but fine.
Starve.
Yeah.
You'll eat eventually.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like with the naps, because I'm going through that with Zara right now, there are days where she really needs a nap, but she just won't. I'm just like, it's cool. You're going to crash later.
Yeah, true. And you know that they'll sleep all night through.
All night.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it now.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, so here's the next one.
Okay.
Would you rather step on a Lego or get hit in the face with a sippy cup?
Ooh. I'm going to say the Lego.
You would rather?
Yeah. I get really pissed if I get hit in the face with something.
Okay, so one time when the kids are really little, I'm having a full-on conversation with Jules. I don't even know if you remember this. And Xander like hit you in the face with like a ball. And you just kept talking to me. You just straight, he had a bat and the bat hit the ball hit your face, and you just kept not talking to me.
Really?
And I was thinking, damn, that's a boy mom right there. Because
I guess I've softened up, because if I get hit in the face now, I'm like, what the F is wrong with you?
Psycho.
Yeah.
You're like taking
Don't
throw
you
it
see
back
my
in their
face?
Yeah, you throw
You
it back
didn't
in
see
their
this
face.
face here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say I would rather get hit in the face with a sippy cup, because I can't even walk on rocks. I hate even a pebble. Like,
I mean,
in my
both
shoe.
of them are bad.
I mean, they're both bad, but like, I have stepped on a Lego and I get pissed.
Yeah.
I get heat, like flames, or it's a whole thing. I don't like stepping on stuff.
Yeah.
So I would much rather. I mean, I don't want either one.
I don't want either of those.
I would rather do the sippy cup. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna be pissed either way.
Yeah. Either way, I'm
But
gonna be angry.
That's the one I chose.
If I had to choose, yeah.
Okay, so this next one is: would you rather have a full day off or a full day off from mom duties?
A full day off from mom duties.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Because even with a full day off, I'm like, I still gotta do shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So mom duties, you're like, dude, I'm just chilling.
Yeah. But I'd still end up doing stuff.
Yeah.
I'd still be like, I gotta mow my lawn.
At least you don't have that whole like, mom, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. That is what kills me. My kids are so hungry. They're hungry.
They're
all
hungry.
the time.
And all they want is snacks.
Oh, yeah. They want junk. Because you're like, okay, well, here's a banana. I'm not hungry anymore.
I don't want a banana. I want chocolate chip cookies and milk.
You're like, you know what? So do I. Okay. But you know what? Like, I'm going to gain 5 pounds. So I can't do that right
You can't be doing all that.
Yeah. I can't be doing that. Like, how about we eat some vegetables? No.
No.
Yeah. But their little young bodies, can handle it.
They're fine.
They're fine.
But constantly.
Mom.
We both have a snack queen in our house. Zara's my snack queen.
Well, my youngest is such a snack queen that when she stays at Jules' house, she like will wake up at like 2 a.m, like snoop through her pantry. That's the first thing I think she does when she comes to your house. And
she hits the pantry right away.
She hits up first up. She hits the. She goes to your fridge outside in the garage.
Oh, she's got to get her bubbly.
She's got to get her drinks.
Yep.
She gets her drink. Then she goes through your pantry. Then she goes through your fridge. Then she says she's hungry. Like, she's always eating. And she's the tiniest person we know.
She is. She's like, so tiny.
Where does that food go?
It just runs through her. She's got a lot of energy.
So lucky. I know she always is moving.
I know.
Constantly. I'm like, do you know how to sit
all of
still?
them. None of them know how to sit still.
Yeah.
They're so funny.
They're bad. With their little snacks.
Snack queens.
Yeah. Okay. So next one is: would you rather drink your coffee hot for 1 week or have someone else cook dinner for a week?
Cook dinner.
I would say coffee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my coffee is very sacred to me.
Okay.
In the mornings.
Well, I'm not even a hot coffee drinker.
You're not. You're an iced coffee drinker.
That doesn't matter so much to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess
I had a feeling you were going to choose the dinner one.
Oh, yeah. If I don't have to even think about what to make for dinner
Yeah.
and it'll just be made for me,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, that would be a dream come true.
But like, okay,
For
so
a week?
yeah, but see, in my house, the cook doesn't clean. Do you guys follow that rule?
No, because I'm cooking and cleaning.
Oh, yeah, no, the cook doesn't clean. So I would much rather cook dinner
Yeah.
than clean up that mess.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I
No,
feel.
I'm cleaning too.
Yeah.
But my mom, because she lives with us,
Mhm.
because she doesn't cook,
Mhm.
it's kind of like a unwritten circumstance that if I'm cooking, then she's cleaning.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Even if Danny's cooking, my mom's cleaning.
Yeah.
But before that, like prior to her, if I was cooking, I was most likely going to be
Mhm.
cleaning it up.
What the heck, Danny?
I know.
Danny.
Get in that sink and
Yeah.
clean something.
Yeah.
I'm
What
just
the
kidding.
heck? Yeah, one day I hope that I can hire a chef
Yeah.
and like have him come to my house and have all my girlfriends over and like eat like the Real Housewives. That's what I want.
Yeah, we've talked about that before.
That would be maybe for my 40th birthday.
Have just
I
a
can
private
hire-
chef.
Yeah, come
What
in.
kind of food are we doing?
I don't know yet.
My immediate thought is sushi.
Oh, that would be so good, but I think I might do like Italian or something.
Okay.
I love a good Italian.
Yeah, Italian's good.
So good.
I'm not gonna hate on that.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, I'm not gonna hate.
I'm not gonna hate on anything.
Yeah, honestly, like
Bring
it could be
me
barbecue.
anything.
It could be anything.
As long as it doesn't have mushrooms in it, I'm good.
I'll try. Yeah, I'll make sure. Yeah, we talked about this earlier. Okay, so next one is this is a good one because I talked to my husband about this.
Okay.
Okay, this is a good one. Are you ready? This is our last one.
Okay.
Would you rather have sticky hands or be covered in crumbs?
Ooh,
I know they're both just, oh my God.
They're so bad. Both of them are so bad.
I know, that's why this had to be the last one. The last one.
Okay. I think I'm going to say I'd rather be covered in crumbs.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
I just have a thing about having messy hands. And it's like part of the reason why I don't like eating like finger foods.
Yeah.
Like I don't like fried chicken.
Well, I don't like Cheetos because I don't like it like stuck on my fingers.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I don't like stuff on my hands.
Just give me the crumbs. It's
I'm
fine.
doing crumbs too.
All right. We're here.
Yeah, so
we did it.
Yeah.
Yay.
High five to that crumbs. Well, I would say that's probably a wrap for today.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was a good episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it and hearing our perspectives on, our mom modes.
Yeah.
And whatever your mom mode is, we support you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We support whatever it is you decide to do. Working mom, stay-at-home mom, part-time working mom, part-time, I don't know, anything.
Whatever your mom mode is.
Yeah, just pick your mom mode.
Pick your mom mode.
And pick your mom mode hobby.
Pick your mom mode hobby.
Yeah.
And just, go with it. And, Jules and I support it.
Mm-hmm.
We support you. We're here for you and all of the challenges and chaos that come with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for tuning into our episode and we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of Oh My Gosh, What?
We hope you enjoyed listening to our crazy stories.
Also, don't forget to subscribe, like, and review us on your favorite podcast platform.
And follow us on social media for even more fun content and behind-the-scenes looks.
Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.